Charbonnet is the back on third down. As Smith looking to throw for the first time and completes it. And into 49 territory. DK Metcalf. Big gain on a 3rd down and 6. Trips to the left this time. Hangs in the pocket. Fires too deep and intercepted at the 1-yard line. Picked off by Malik Mustafa.
A presence at that spot.
Every football fan knows. Last guy picked in the draft. Dancing around. Trying to pick up that first down. And does. 16 times this season. To go with his 17 receptions. 3rd and 1. Purdy fires open. Juggling. Makes the grab. And then taken down is Samuel. Toss back. Nice hole. Breaking tackles. There goes Mason. Inside the 40. Witherspoon chasing him down. He can't get him. But at the very end, he is taken down after a great block early on by Trent Williams. Can't think of anybody who loves to play the game more than Kittle. Purdy escaping again. Backing away. Throwing. Caught. Decibel level in 3 figures. Purdy to the end zone. All kinds of action there and contact and drop in the end zone, incomplete. They had 4 guys come in, and Matthew Wright, who's been around, typical journeyman kicker, and his first kick as a 49er is good. 3rd and 3. Screen set up. Walker. And it's busted up before he can pick up the first down. Fred Warner.
Utilizing the tools that they taught him, but giving it his own personality.
Purdy dancing, wide open, making the grab. Samuel. The tackle is missed. Debo off to the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. 76 yards.
Great job here to utilizing both these receivers. Ayuk on the outside takes the corner with him. Safety gets overlaid. Takes a chance right there by trying to almost missed him when he was trying to go either for the football or trying to hit Debo Samuel. But that is a tough thing to do in open space. But the design of that play, the Packers, they hit another one for a big score.
Up 10-0. Going to run it back here. Chenault had a good run back on the opening kickoff. And he takes this one to the 30. The ball is loose. 49ers all signal they have it. Here come the officials. Who's got it? San Francisco.
In this offense, he's doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, you saw that graphic. 81st highest paid quarterback in the league. Look out. Scrambles away. Avoids a big-time sack and then fires it out of bounds. 41-yard attempt.
About it.
Right down the middle. Yeah, Cross was looking up at the board going, huh?
Right.
Charbonnet. And he takes the ball out to the 33-yard line. It was 2nd and 23. Early in the second quarter, Niners realign their secondary as the pass is incomplete. Not even close that time for Smith and Jigba. So Geno is off the mark.
Right behind 0 and 17 in the middle of that defense.
2nd and 3. Mason. There he goes again. Up to the 27-yard line.
A few more carries tonight running back there.
I would bet on it. Fake to Garendo. Fired over the middle. Out to almost midfield goes Brandon Ayuk, who makes his first grab of the night. Samuel in the backfield. He flares out. Purdy's going to run. You know, he doesn't get enough credit for what he does. 3rd and 11. Juszczyk met immediately. Big play by Jerome Baker right there, who's been good tonight and is good again. Smith throwing, and against the sideline right there. See if they can pay it off. Caught. First down and a lot more. Smith and Jigba to the 12-yard line.
Who's he go to here on this third down? Last chance.
Smith and Jigba in motion. Smith lofts it again into the end zone. Hold in. No good, though. Metcalf. Now Myers for a 20-yard attempt. And the crowd not happy at all with that. Down the field they go. That ends the half. At least they get on the board.
We saw Jordan Mason go into the x-ray room. What can we expect from him in the second half?
He's good to go. He'll start us off right away here.
Right,
indeed he is, and there he is, and he picks up 8 yards there. So Mason has now carried 9 times. Purdy, deep drop, sideline open, Kittle down the sideline. He goes bouncing off the Seahawks, and another big play. Purdy throws, and right at the pylon, ruled a touchdown. Kittle makes the catch. Right at the pylon, big spike. And this time the 49ers pay off a long drive.
Create that confusion with that bunch with 3 receivers. What a throw, and how about Kittle? The athletic ability to get both his feet down. Just completely perfect execution. Throw, catch, and the feet for the touchdown in that red zone. Guy likes to have fun and dominate at the same time.
Meanwhile, breaking tackles, and he breaks free. Chenault, exactly what the Seahawks needed, and Chenault for the touchdown. 97 yards.
What a play. Anytime you have a big return, you've got to make the first guy miss. And that's exactly what he does with being able to avoid this man right here. Avoid him, bounce off of another guy. That was a big linebacker, Jalen Graham, and then it's just a foot race. So he makes the first guy miss with a great move. That was Mahoney right there. And then he bounces off, who didn't wrap up, the linebacker, Graham. And then he looks around, there's nobody there. So finally, with these new rules changes, we're excited to see these kickoff returns.
Patrick Taylor is the back. Throw it to him. Taylor, 12-yard gain. Sets up to face Jennings. Meanwhile, here is Samuel still fighting his way. Joey Bosa, the brother, no slouch either. Meanwhile, that is pulled in at the 19-yard line by A.J. Barner. So 5 wide here. Looking that way. Throwing that way. It's there. Lockett, you just talked about him. What a quiet night it's been, but he's been doing these things for 10 years. Second down and 6. Again, going no huddle, picking up the pace. Play fake, pass caught, first down and more to the 25-yard line goes Noah Fant. D'Amico Ryans. 3rd and 3. And that pass is going to be caught for a first down. Still running around, still motioning. Meanwhile, Walker goes to the end zone for the touchdown. Fires, caught. That's Ayuk to the 41-yard line. Agreed. 3rd and 9. Purdy fires high, incomplete. Jennings, the intended receiver. Rush 4. Dancing in the pocket. Intercepted. Picked off by Green. Purdy, shoulder shake, throws into traffic. Kittle, touchdown, his second.
They get both of the backs, the the fullback and the running back clear out. It takes two defenders with him, and now it's just one-on-one in the middle. Great job. That's a matchup.
For 2. And stuffed. No. Kobe Bryant takes care of Patrick Taylor.
Cost the Seahawks a huge touchdown.
So 3rd and 10 after the flag. That's caught just about at the first down mark. Fighting for it to make sure he gets it is Jake Bobo, number 19. Knows the angle. 3rd and 7. Smith throws. That's caught. Walker. And he fights for the first down.
Trying to hold on to these timeouts for their defense.
Gino on the move. Fires. That's caught. 20-yard line. Lockett makes that grab. 2nd and 8. Smith caught underneath. Walker trying to get outside. Can't. So meanwhile, 4th and goal. Almost a last gasp here for the Seahawks. Can they get it in? Smith under pressure. Throws. They can! Lockett, touchdown. Plays tonight.
They put him in a bunch formation. He's going to attack and then come back to the football. Good job there at the top of that route. He knew exactly where he was, about 2 or 3 yards into the end zone, which allowed him to come back to the football.
Guerrero is the running back. Start on the ground. And Guerrero out in front, down the sideline, being chased. One man to beat, and that man stops him, but at the 4-yard line.
Oh, he's going to his wife.
Check.
Here's
well,
going
that'll seal the deal.
Where is she? Where is she?
One more
Where
time. And this time Samuel joins the party.
With the game on the line, everybody in the world knows you're going to run. They have the big run by Guerrero, and then the old school fullback dive there. How fitting of a way for this 49ers.
And Wright, who's won a job for probably at least a month until the kicker comes back, as D. Williams is going to run this baby back.
No, another kicker.
Down to 20 seconds. Smith's going to spike it, stopping the clock. It'll be 4th down.
A challenge for anybody they go up against to defend.
Smith rolling, throwing, launching, tipped incomplete.
Had a great night other than the tackle.
Right, didn't miss a kick. 3 field goals, made every extra point. Niners erased that taste from that bitter loss to Arizona.